kids, where are you? It's time for all the art to tell stories.
Deep within a world brimming with wonder, there lay the enchanting land of Luminara. This was a place where the very air seemed to hum with magic, and every corner held a surprise. Rolling hills, painted in a patchwork of emerald greens and golden yellows, stretched as far as the eye could see, dotted with groves of trees whose leaves shimmered in 1,000 hues. Crystal-clear rivers meandered through the landscape, their waters singing a gentle song as they flowed over smooth pebbles. In this utopia, creatures of all shapes and sizes had once lived in perfect harmony. There were flocks of winged horses, with manes that glowed like the aurora borealis, their hooves barely touching the ground as they soared through the sky. The tree-dwelling Spriggans, small and mischievous, would playfully peek out from behind the trunks, their laughter echoing like the tinkling of tiny bells. And the wise old owls, perched high in the ancient oaks, would share stories of times long past with any who cared to listen. The land was filled with the laughter of the Luminarians, a diverse community whose differences had once been celebrated as a source of strength. But then, a sudden rift tore through the once united community. It started with a small misunderstanding, a simple miscommunication between two neighbors. Like a tiny spark in a dry field, it quickly spread, fueled by rumors and hurt feelings. Disagreements grew like creeping shadows, casting a pall over the once vibrant land. The colorful markets, where creatures would gather to trade and share stories, fell silent. The music that once filled the air disappeared, replaced by tense whispers and cold stares. The once bustling streets were now empty, and the laughter that had been a constant soundtrack of life in Luminara faded away. In the heart of this divided land lived a gentle-hearted girl named Lily. With her cascade of golden curls and a smile as warm and bright as the midday sun, Lily was a beacon of hope. She had spent her entire life in Luminara, playing among the meadows, swimming in the rivers, and sharing adventures with friends of all kinds. She loved the community dearly, and the sight of her friends and neighbors drifting apart filled her heart with a deep sadness. One evening, as Lily sat by her window, looking out at the moonlit landscape, she remembered a tale her grandmother had told her long ago. It was the story of a magical rainbow bridge, a bridge that had the power to mend any broken relationship and bring people back together. But building this bridge was no easy feat. Its bricks could only be formed from acts of kindness and shared dreams, the purest expressions of love and understanding. As she thought of this story, a spark of determination lit up her eyes. She knew what she had to do. The next morning, with the first rays of sunlight peeking over the horizon, Lily set out on her quest. She carried a woven basket, its fibers dyed in the colors of the rainbow. Her first stop was at the home of Mister Mugwump, a grumpy old tortoise. Mister Mugwump had once been a cheerful soul, but the rift had left him bitter and withdrawn. His garden, once a beautiful oasis filled with fragrant flowers and singing birds, had grown bedraggled and overgrown. "Good morning, Mister Mugwump," Lily called out, her voice filled with warmth. The tortoise poked his head out from his shell, regarding her with a suspicious glare. "I was wondering if you could use some help with your garden," "I'm quite good at painting fences," she said, holding up a brush and a pot of bright yellow paint. At first, Mr. Mugwump grumbled and tried to shoo her away, but Lily's persistent smile and kind words eventually wore him down. As they worked side by side, painting the fence and pulling out weeds, Lily shared stories of the good old days, when the whole community would gather for festivals and celebrations. Slowly but surely, Mr. Mugwump's scowl began to fade, replaced by the occasional smile. With each kind word, each shared moment, a brick of shimmering gold formed in Lily's basket, its iridescent surface reflecting the newfound warmth between them. Next, Lily visited the lonely Sparrhino, a unique creature with wings like a sparrow and a horn like a rhino. Once a talented singer, the Sparrhino had stopped singing because the music reminded him of the happy times that now seemed so far away. When Lily found him, he was huddled in a corner of the forest, his head hung low. "Hello, Sparrhino," Lily said softly, sitting down beside him. "I've always loved your singing. Would you share a song with me?" The Sparrhino looked at her in surprise, his eyes filled with a mix of sadness and longing. At first, he shook his head, but Lily didn't give up. She began to hum a gentle tune, a melody that carried the memories of their shared past. Slowly, the Sparrhino joined in, his voice hesitant at first, but growing stronger with each note. As they sang together, the forest seemed to come alive, with birds flocking to listen and the trees swaying in time with the music. And as they shared this musical moment, a brick of soft purple formed in Lily's basket, representing the wisdom of shared memories and the healing power of art. As the days passed, Lily's basket grew heavier, filled with the colorful bricks of goodwill. Each brick was a testament to an act of kindness, a shared dream, or a rekindled friendship. One day, while gathering berries by the river with Glow, the shy fox with fur that glowed in the moonlight, Glow confided in Lily about his broken friendship with Rash, the boisterous bear cub. The two had been inseparable until a silly argument had driven them apart. "I miss Rash so much," Glow said, his voice trembling. "But I don't know how to fix things." Lily looked at him with a kind smile and said, "What if we use the rainbow bricks to build a bridge? A bridge that can bring you two back together." Glow's eyes widened with hope. Together, they began to carry the bricks to the river that divided the village. As they stacked the bricks, something magical happened. Each brick snapped into place with the sound of tinkling wind chimes. The bridge began to form, arching gracefully over the sparkling waters. It shimmered with the colors of unity, vivid reds of courage, oranges of friendship, yellows of happiness, greens of growth, blues of trust, and purples of wisdom. News of the magical bridge spread like wildfire across Luminara. Creatures from both sides of the rift, drawn by curiosity and hope, came to witness this wondrous sight. Among them was Rash, the bear cub. When he saw Glow on the other side of the bridge, his eyes filled with regret and longing. Lily watched with bated breath as Rash trotted up to the bridge and began to cross. Glow, his heart pounding, stepped onto the bridge as well. They met in the middle, and for a moment they stood there, looking at each other. Then, with a rush of emotion, they embraced, their laughter and tears mingling in the warm breeze. Their quarrel was forgotten, replaced by the joy of being reunited. One by one, old friends and neighbors followed suit. They crossed the rainbow bridge, each step bringing them closer to healing and unity. The Spriggans, who had been at odds with the winged horses, skipped across the bridge, their mischievous laughter ringing out once again. The wise old owls, who had been divided over a difference of opinion, perched on the bridge together. As the last rays of sunlight painted the sky in a riot of colors, Luminara once again echoed with laughter and joy. The rift that had torn the community apart was now nothing but a distant memory. Through Lily's acts of kindness and her unwavering belief in the magical power of unity, the land of Luminara had become whole once more. The rainbow bridge stood as a towering reminder to all that love and collaboration were the strongest forces for positive change. It became a sacred place, where the Luminarians would gather to celebrate their unity, to share their dreams, and to remember the lessons they had learned. From that day on, whenever a cloud of division threatened to appear, the community would come together, armed with the knowledge that unity was built one kind act at a time, just as Lily had shown them. And the story of Lily and the Rainbow Bridge would be told and retold for generations, an eternal testament to the power of hope, kindness, and the healing power of art. If you like our stories, please like, subscribe, and turn on the little bell so you won't miss exciting stories every day. You are also welcome to share it with family and friends to listen to the story together. Love you.